How you doing out there? This is Chaplain Joey again, reaching out through video blog. I want to say hi to everybody. God bless you. The last video blog I did was around Christmas time, and I shared some words with you on how I felt. And you know, I want to do this from time to time. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Today I want to speak about trust. Specifically trusting God, trusting the Lord, trusting God. We always hear in ministry and in the churches and people telling us, pastors telling us and everything, trusting God, trusting God. When you're going through a storm or certain times in your life, just trusting God, trusting God. And it's hard sometimes to really understand that, especially when the only conception we know of trusting somebody is another human, another person, and sometimes they let us down. So now we're told to trust in God, and for some of us it's harder than others. And I had that issue through my teenage years as a Christian. I didn't know how. I didn't know how to. I heard it through Sunday school. I heard it and through preachings and stuff, but I just never understood it. When we got married, we had gone through several cars, and early on, even with my father, when I lived with my father, people would come and bring him cars, and here, take this car, it's a Monte Carlo or whatever, just give me $200 and you can take it. And you know, I had rust all over it, and it was messed up, but it ran. And we came into cars like that too. It's only till recently that we were blessed with a car that lasted us 10 years with no problems and stuff. But early on in our marriage, we were going through cars, you know, that we bought for a couple of $100s or whatever, and they lasted like a year. And then we went on to another used car, and you know, had cars that way. In one of the cars that I did buy, it was a nice car. I don't remember because I've had like maybe 30 cars in my life, so I don't remember which one specifically it was, but I do remember that it had a problem, and it would run fine in the streets, but when I ran it on the expressway, it would want to shut off on me and it would want to stall out. I couldn't trust the car on the expressway, so I was riding the local streets as much as possible and avoiding expressways and highways when I could. And then my wife's friend, who had a son who was a mechanic, and he was starting up his business and everything. She said, "Oh, well, take it to my son and see what we can figure out." I've taken it to other mechanics. They didn't know what was going on. And this was early on where they didn't have the computer chips and all that stuff, so you had to really know what you were doing. So I said, you know what, let's give it a shot. So we took it to him, and the first thing he said, he asked me what the problem was, and I told him that the expressway does this and all. Okay, let's go to the expressway. And I said, I panicked. I was like, that's where the problem is. I don't want to take it to the expressway. And he said, you know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I was like, yeah, but what happens if we stall out? What are we going to do? And he looked at me and said, and just calmly said, I'm a mechanic. If something happens on the expressway, I'm there. I could fix it. And those simple words just calmed every fear that I had, every anxiety I had, whatever was troubling me at the time to trust him, calmed me down. And this was around the same time where I wanted to know how to trust God and how to grab on to that verse and to be able to trust God. And immediately, as soon as he said that, I felt the Spirit within me. I felt God just reminding me and saying, that's how I want you to trust me. As simple as that. The words that the mechanic told me just calmed me down, because I knew, hey, if something does go wrong, I got a mechanic by my side. He'll take care of it. How much more will God take care of us? How much more will God take care of me? How much more will God take care of you? So that calmed me down, and immediately I was able to, in the same way, shape and fashion, I was able to trust the mechanic. I immediately felt that trust in God. And ever since then, I've never had no fear or no anxiety or no. I trust God in everything. Doesn't mean that things go perfectly right and I don't have issues and stuff like that. It just means that I have a God that's in control. I serve a God that's in control. And if something does go wrong, I got a God that is in control. And He'll take care of it. Just like the mechanic told me, I got this, I'll take care of it. God will take care of it. It may not go my way, it may not go your way, but God's going to take care of it. I got to trust Him. And with those simple words, it changed my life. And I trust God in everything. No matter what happens in life, I know that God is in control. And I share these words with you, and I hope that they're able to help you. Trust God. Trust God. He's in control. God bless you. This is Chaplain Joe. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for your time. And until the next video blog, God bless. Stay focused. And don't forget, trust God. God bless.